Now we'll take a look at long division in base 8. Again, just like multiplication, addition, and subtraction, the process is the same. However, the arithmetic with the numbers make it confusing because you have different multiplication, addition, and subtraction facts to remember. So again, let me encourage you to use the charts on page 211, 212 to help you out with that as you're learning the process. So our example here that we have to work on is to take the number 573 in base 8 and divide it by 6. Now, we know that in typical long division with base 10, we first have to find the place to move to in order to start doing the long division. For example, I would first ask myself whether 6 would divide 5. It won't. So therefore I need to move over one more place and ask myself whether 6 would divide 57 in base 8. And I think it should. Now, the actual quotient though, that's sort of a different matter. I'm not exactly sure how many times 6 will divide 57. So let's go to our chart. Our multiplication table on page 212. We know that multiplication is the opposite or the inverse of division. Therefore, if I know that I want my multiplication answer to be close to 57, and I know that what I want to be dividing by is 6, then I need to look at the first column of 6, and I need to look inside the table for something close to 57. And as you can see, counting by 6's in base 8, we get 0, 6, 14, 22, 30, 36, 44, 52. So the closest that we can get to 57 in base 8, it seems to be would be a quotient of 7. So we will record a 7 in the place where I was first able to divide by the 6. Now notice, when I write the 7 there, our next step is to multiply the 7 back by the 6, and from our table we just discovered that that was 5.2 in base 8. So we'll record a 5.2, we will perform the subtraction, we see that we have a remainder of 5. At this point we bring down our next place value. So we bring down the 3, and now we start over again. I ask myself if 6 will divide 5.3. It should, because 5.3 is larger than 6. We'll again consult our table. We're dividing by 6 again. The closest that I can find to 5.3 is 5.2 in the chart. And when I divide 5.2 by 6, I know that the answer is 7. So we'll record a 7, multiply the 7 back by the 6, and record the product of 5.2, and we subtract. We get a remainder of 1. Therefore, the answer to 573 in base 8 divided by 6 in base 8 is 77 remainder 1 in base 8. Now one thing that you can always do to make sure you have these correct, just like with base 10, to check division, we could multiply. So as a check, what I could do is to take 7 and multiply it by 6 in base 8. We know that 7 times 6 in base 8 from our chart turned out to be 5.2, so I'll record the 2 and I will carry the 5. 7 times 6 again is 5.2. Add in the 5, we have 5.7. Add in the 1 remainder, and we have 573 in base 8, which corresponds to my dividend that I started with. So I know my answer is correct.